amazing about this season. Personally, I feel very fit. I feel like my spirits are high, and I think that a lot of guys on the team are feeling that way as well. So I think that's going to set us up for maximizing our potential, getting into March.
Last season was, personally, you had the injury in game one, you had the legal issue, and then you came back and scored a bunch of goals. I mean, have you ever had that kind of up and down craziness, and what was it like over the course of the year?
Never, ever in my life, but I'm completely grateful for that because I think before all those things took place, I felt like I had an understanding of where I was as a player and a person, and not to say that I was far off. It's always good to gain a little bit more perspective. And I think that's what led me to have success after those situations. I completely surrendered to, a lot of my own internal issues that maybe I wasn't looking at before. And I think coming back, I was able to, emanate more of a cohesive energy to my teammates, which in turn made me feel my own validation, which allowed me to, play at the best of my ability.
Physically, you said you're ready and you feel fit. How about mentally, comparing to the last season? How it ended with the Open Cup and all that. Mentally, how did you prepare in the off season?
Exactly. You gotta unplug. We had a lot of moments where we felt like either we didn't leave it all on the field or it just didn't go our way. And I think when that happens, you need to find alternate channels to whether it's happiness or calm or whatever it may be. And I was able to find that in the off season. I think a lot of guys did too. We're coming here with obviously a new direction in our organization, and everybody is kind of onto that very quickly. And even the young guys are assimilating into the angle we're heading in as an organization very nicely. So I think this is the start of something very good for this organization.
So speaking of young guys, what have you seen from Herbert early on?
Man, he's very technically gifted for one. He's a creative player, which I really like, and he's confident. That's the biggest thing. He's coming into a professional team with no experience, and he's playing as if he's back in college.
CJ, we looked last year at this time, there was you. You were here, and Fernando and Connor. And now this year, it seems like you're the only established forward threat right now. What does that do to your mentality and your preparation?
Man, in preseason, we as players, we can't focus on those things too much. All we can really focus on is how we can become better. I can say that with the players that we have on the roster right now, I do think once we're on the field, there's a lot of opportunity to interchange amongst positions, and I think we'll be able to be a little bit more creative this year up front, and we'll see what happens.
What are the big differences between the start of last year in training and the first week training this year?
The biggest difference, no beep test. That's the only one I really noticed. It definitely was a pretty tough load coming in, but I think everybody was prepared for it, and those are things that kind of bring guys together and build a team chemistry. When everybody's sort together, you feel like you're not in it alone, so it's cool.
No beep test this year?
No beep test, man. Well, who knows? It might still be coming. I hope I didn't jinx it, but it hasn't been here yet.
Any more questions for CJ?
Good.
All right. Thank you all.